Final motherfucking Fantasy VII, the game that launched a genre in North America. Obviously, there are other RPGs that were really, you know, well known and stuff like that before this. Like you had, you know, the obviously previous Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy VI that came out in North America and all other shit. But Final Fantasy VII basically blew the fuck up. It basically blew the RPG genre into the mainstream and made it a viable genre for companies to invest their money in North America. Prior to that, it was a niche thing where, like, it did good, but not nearly as good as until Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, just, like, I don't think there's been many other games. It was basically like the Mario for RPG games is what it was. It was basically the Mario for RPG games in Northern America with how much it, like, blew up the genre for the mainstream populace and stuff like that. So whether you like it or not, if it weren't for this game, you would probably not see half the RPGs that came out in America after this, if not for this game, whether you like it or not. So, and yeah, I do agree, where Final Fantasy is now is fucking terrible. I haven't been interested in playing a Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy X, which I also did not like. So, yeah. But, I'm going to play this here. Now, I have played this game a lot. I have probably played through and beaten this game too many times to count. I'd say the only RPG I've played and beaten more than this is Earthbound, which I have probably played through and beaten at least 50 times. So, this is probably like 15 or 20 times I've played through and beaten this, I would estimate. So, like I said it before, the main fault of this game is that there's too much of the storyline that is not encompassed within the, what's the name for it? There's too much of it that's not encompassed within the game itself. You kind of have to really research the game and look it up in a lot of places to get the full storyline, which is kind of a fault of the game. So a lot of people go through it and are kind of left wondering what the fuck happened in certain points, or don't really get the backstory, and there's so much convoluted backstory that you're kind of left wondering, like, how the hell does any of this make any sense? And so that's, it's one big fault, I think, right there. Oh, and to get this out of the way, for what Husky asked, I might as well say this to everybody. If you're wondering why there's so many Final Fantasy games, why there is Final Fantasy 7, 8, 19, 11, 12, blah, blah, whatever else, it's because the creator of the series, when he put out Final Fantasy 1, basically was going to be his swan song, because he basically was like, if this game sucks and it fails, I am done with video games. I'm quitting the industry. I'm done, whatever. So this is my final game, my Final Fantasy. And unexpectedly, it blew the ever-living fuck out of sales records, unbeknownst to everybody. I mean, they didn't expect this at all. It just annihilated sales records. So, since it was so good, obviously he now had a brand name, because the Final Fantasy name was now a brand, and so that's where you get all the rest of the games in the series. Now, I want to make sure of something here. Is this gonna fuck me if I, wait. Nope, I didn't want to do that. Wait, I have to... Okay, so I need to recapture this window, actually, so give me a second. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard. Later, Damon. Aban Cube, the title fantasy, or the title Final Fantasy doesn't actually have a meaning. It's like, I don't know, it's like fucking, what the fuck does, Abon mean for fucking makeup or whatever, you know? It's like, it's basically gets more of a brand name than anything. Like, most people, when they think of the name Azrite Reaction, don't exactly think of geology. they think of me, even though Azerite reaction has more to do with geology, you know, in the name alone, than it does with a person, for obvious reasons. So it's sort of the same thing here. But the basic premise of this game, though, is basically that you are Cloud, you're Cloud Strife, and you are trying to basically make your way through life just being a hired mercenary. Now, one of the memes in Final Fantasy games is that you've got characters named after Star Wars characters. In this case, you've got Biggs and Wedge, who were two of Luke Skywalker's allies in the original Star Wars trilogy. And you can see a Biggs and Wedge character in almost every Final Fantasy game. And in this game, they're your two allies as you're doing your assassination shit, as you're doing your mercenary shit. What can I name myself? I could just name myself Azerite, which would be kind of lame. Let's see, how many letters do I have? I'll have to go with the original. There you go. So, butthurt. So I've now killed all seriousness of this game. But yeah, so he doesn't care. He's Mr. Hardass. And here's this guy. The hell y'all doing? Now, this game does get a little bit of criticism for the dialogue in the American version of, I almost said Mr. T just now. I seriously almost said just Mr. T. Here's the thing, they actually did some statistics on this, and it's something like 30% of players on their second playthrough of this game name Barrett Mr. T. I did it. I'm fucking guilty as charged. I named him Mr. T. It's his fucking dialogue. His dialogue's like word for word what Mr. T would said. It's exactly. You can't possibly not think of Mr. T when you see this guy's dialogue. So it's like the majority of people fucking named him Mr. T after the game was done. But Barrett, though, has got to be one of the most bizarre names for a character like this. So, somebody in chat just asked who Mr. T is, and now I feel very old. No. Mr. T didn't voice him in Advent Children. No. That can't possibly be true. Can anybody confirm that or deny that? I have to look that up right now. I'm sorry, I have to look that up real quick. Get that shit out of here. Mr. T didn't voice shit. Mr. T is actually French. I did not know that. Okay, so we're gonna have to name this dude the obvious one here. And if not that, we're gonna have to name him. Oh, there's no apostrophe. Then we'll have to name him this then. Bugmaster doesn't fit. Alright, so, I like how they always say this in games, like, if you press the directional button, whatever the fuck, like, imagine that. This was something, too, that always blew people away, is they stuck the FMVs in there with the actual, like, 3D models of the characters. Like, the pre-rendered stuff in there with the real-time rendered, and so that was a pretty neat technique. But anyways, though, so yeah, you talk to fucking the people here and you run. This is really weird controls for the beginning of the game, too. And you get in fights, and nobody fucking does anything to help you at all. They're just like, whatever. I had never played Dawn of Magic, no. So at this point, you don't actually have any magic because you don't have any materia. I always found it weird that that character's attack was named Tentacle. The translation stuff for this game is very bizarre at times because they just didn't really think it through about the translations, I guess. Yeah, for you people watching this that are youngins that don't know what FMV stands for, it stands for full motion video. It's basically a term to describe what you just saw. It's kind of a archaic term because now you see full motion video in everything so much that it's just normal. But full motion video back in the day used to be sort of like a catchphrase, like blast processing or something like that, where you had video that was in full motion. Like it was video that had a high frame rate, basically is what it meant. And it would usually reference stuff like the real live action parts. It usually referenced live action stuff in video games, like when Sega CD and stuff like that came out. So basically the plot here is that the Mako reactors are these things sucking the life energy out of the planet and using it to create stuff called materia, which is put in weapons and then fucking, yeah. I also find it funny that they just had to decipher this shit in one fucking shot. Just bam. I also noticed every time when I played this as a kid, code deciphered, no fucking period. So apparently Jesse is illiterate compared to Biggs. Now you can go in here and you can actually get a item which is so valuable. It's a Phoenix down, it will revive you. But if you die at this point in the game, you're kind of deliberately trying to die. Okay, Mako reactor. I'm gonna fucking make a ko. So you press the button. Interestingly enough, they didn't even change the Japanese kanji there on the top, and they just said fuck it. Barry comes out of your body with his gigantic block hands, and by the way, the one on the right is a gun. He has a gun grafted into his hand, where his hand used to be. You'll find out why that is later on. And so basically, Bear's complaining, blah, blah, fucking, you know, that everything sucks, and Cloud's like, fuck you, I don't care. And then he gets really mad, and then he's like, fuck you, I pity the fool. Edward Trigger Hands, wow, that's pretty good. And then you go down this, and you get in a fight immediately. I'm going to complete Final Fantasy VII, not tonight obviously, but some night. So you throw out someone's butthurt there, Thug Life throws it out, and they get their titties blown off. You can blow my ass. Wait a second, if I have the magic command available, that means I do have materia. Do I have materia? Hold on. Oh, I have Ice and Bolt. Okay, that's news to me, I didn't even know that. Whatever. I'll have to use that. And so, we're just gonna use a magic here and fucking blow this guy's ass off. Not even give a shit. This is also a further experiment to see how people react to me playing RPGs, because I'm also doing Phantasy Star 4 and a few other RPGs and stuff like that, and so we'll see, you know, for the new channel how people react to that. Now, monsters can cast fire. I've actually got a funny story regarding monsters using magic, but that's for way later on in the game. I haven't played any Final Fantasies after Final Fantasy X. I haven't played any. So you go down here, and you completely fail and go back out here. That's so good. And you talk to her, and you press the OK button in front of the ladder, grab onto it. That's really fucking great. Blah, 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 blah. And you grab onto it, and you keep on going down, and she's able to look up and see your really tight man ass. And now you get this potion, and then she tells you again the exact same thing, and she just fucking stands there, doesn't help you out at all. Like a total dick. And you get in a fight immediately as soon as you get down from the ladder. Like, were they just waiting for you at the ladder? And here's these complete cocknobblers. I don't know what the fuck these things are. Like, you're never really told what these things are. Like, Are they just security guards or something that like wear these like superhero outfits? Are they mutated guys? Or like what? And how the hell does getting shot like 8 times with a gun not outright kill you, but just getting slashed once with the sword does? Explain that to me. It's like, what is this thing? Like, I know there's a button I can fucking press to check this shit. Yeah. He's a grunt. He's a grunt. And so you get a lot of experience for that because you fought a bunch of grunts. And you jump down this ladder. And you go to the save point. Your first save point in the game. So you open it up and you go down to save and you pick your save point. Even this music's cool though. And you save it. Well, fuck my ass. Well, we'll just have to save state this bitch then. That's alright. So we're gonna go here, keep on going down. And here you get to the thing. And you pick up a materia that's lying on the ground, which happens to be the restore materia. So you immediately want to equip that, because that's really fucking important. And so you want to equip it on Barrett, so then he has some actual magic. And I'm doing the wrong thing, I meant to do magic. Wait, did I? No, I want to go to equip. And then, why can't I equip a fucking materia? Oh, that's because the materia option isn't even open yet, so I can't even equip that bitch. That's great. That's fucking great. Later, Avon Cube. Bloodhurt, you set the bomb. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it. I gotta wait to make sure you... What a dick. So now Cloud freaks his fucking shit out here and has one of the fucking things where he flips his dip. And he's told it's not a reactor by some omnipresent voice. And Thug Life is asking him what's wrong with the Butthurt, and he goes up to bomb it. And the reactor turns into Smithy from Super Mario RPG. And here you have to fight a boss. I have never played Panzer Elite. No, I'm not even sure what that game is, actually. And so you want to use your magic, you want to use a bolt because he's a machine, and he does something called Surge Scope here, which basically gives you time to do damage, considering it's the first boss in the game. And once he's locked on, then he can basically blow your ass off with a really powerful attack. But we're not going to really worry about that because, yeah, it's fine. So he uses a rifle that's like the size of your fucking forehead. Those bullets are going to be like the size of your goddamn like skull, and he can blow your ass off, and you're fine. You might want to use one potion though to make sure you're completely fine, so I'll put that on Butthurt Cloud. And now I'm using my limit break called Braver. I have no idea why the hell it's called Braver. I think it used to be, I think it's originally supposed to be called Cleaver. That would make a lot more sense, because he just jumps up and down like a cleaver. And now he puts the Surge Scope on Barrett. And meanwhile, you just drop some more shit on him. And as you can see, the ice doesn't do nearly as much. Elemental affinities do come into place on this game. So you gotta use your logic sum on them, but some of them don't really make any fucking sense at all. And he stabs you through the face with a tail that's like the size of your torso, but you're fine. So you shoot him with the big shot limit break, and if I didn't explain it before, limit breaks are caused by taking damage, and once you've taken enough damage, then you go to your limit break and you blow people's faces off. Limit breaks basically spawned a bunch of memes, as this game itself spawned a bunch of memes, so that's where the original phrase limit break comes from. Now, you don't want to attack him like this when his tail's up, because you're basically going to get your ass blown. And the dialogue actually says to attack with the tail up, which was a translation error. It does tell you that it will counterattack with its tail if you attack while its tail up, but you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to dick around and just waste your time. And then you can defend if you'd like. And eventually he'll bring his tail down. But I do want to show you what happens if the tail's up and you attack, so... Oh, he put it back down. I was going to fucking show you what happened. He'll probably die after this, though. I'm just gonna defend because I want to show you what happens. Later, day unit. And here he stabs you right through the fucking face. Love it. Just eat that shit for dinner, damn. Changing the party members' positions on the field forward and backward does do something. If you're in the back, you do less physical damage, and you also take less physical damage. So if you're a mage, you generally want to be in the back, because then you'll be able to do the same amount of magic damage, but you won't take as much damage, if I remember right. Okay, he's gonna put his tail up, so we're just gonna fuck him up now. And then he goes fucking batshit on your ass. I just killed him, didn't I? Completely fucking pointless. So, you didn't go up a level, but you do get a new item for Barrett, so that's good. I would like to take everything, thank you.